This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Chennai Police Department is in for a major reshuffle. 29 officers are promoted and 68 are transferred. The Chief Election Commissioner is on mission cleanup, hopes to wipe out state funding from the electoral campaigns.
From Bihar experience, we have fine-tuned them, and in the 5 states which are going to the polls, these guidelines will be enforced, and we hope they will be as effective as they were in Bihar.
A steady increasing cybercrime rate in the city reads red signal. Cops say that the threat exposes the lukewarm interstate coordination. Police claim a love affair that turned sour triggered a double murder in Mylapore last Wednesday. 5 suicides a day is the rate at which Chennai is going. A couple hangs themselves because of disapproval by their parents. And catch Lance Klusner on NDTV Hindu's Rapid Fire. Find out what makes the hero of 99 shout and roar harder. This is the Late Night News on NDTV Hindu. I'm Evelyn Matthew. A look at the rest of the day's news as well. Kapil Sibal tells NDTV in an exclusive interview that the controversial ISRO-Davis deal is as good as scrapped. The revolution in Egypt has succeeded, handing over power to the military. President Hosni Mubarak resigns and leaves Cairo. 3 girls assaulted and killed in a week in Uttar Pradesh. A schoolgirl is brutally raped and murdered in Etawah. A government school teacher is sacked for breaking protocol after she approaches Mayawati with a complaint. An arrest warrant comes up against former Pakistan President Musharraf in the Benazir Bhutto assassination case. And the vice captain of the world's #1 team vouches that India are favourites to win the World Cup. On to our top story today. There has been a major reshuffle of IPS officers in the Tamil Nadu Police Department today, just before the assembly polls. While 29 officers have been promoted and 68 men in khaki have been transferred to other regions and departments, the Tamil Nadu DGP and the Chennai Police Commissioner remains unchanged. Here's a look at some of the other postings for the officers today. T.N. Venkateshwaran, ADC, has been promoted and posted as the Deputy Commissioner, Central Crime Branch, Greater Chennai, while Sunil Kumar, the Joint Director of the Directorate of Vigilance and Anti-Corruption, is now the IG of Railways, Chennai. P. Shaktivel joins him in the DIG rank in the Railways. Meanwhile, the Superintendent of Railways, A.G. Maurya, takes over as the DIG in Trichy district. K.N. Satyamurthy is promoted and takes charge as the Joint Commissioner of Traffic, Greater Chennai. Remember, this is noticeably a new post added this year. C. Sridhar, the Deputy Commissioner of the Central Crime Branch, is promoted and posted as DIG in the CBCID department. V. Varadaraja is promoted and now holds the post of Commissioner of Police in Tirunelveli city. Mr. Karuna Sagar retains the IG rank, but he is moved to the Welfare Department from the Modernization Department. A busy man for the months ahead will be T.P. Sundaramurthy, who is now the IG for elections in the city. The Tamil Nadu Police Academy gets a new IG, that's P. Kannappan, who was the former DIG in the CBCID department. S.S. Krishnamurthy is the new Inspector General in Crime, heading the Special Investigation Team, and will be in Chennai again. In other news making headlines, Mission Man Chief Election Commissioner S.Y. Qureshi is out to make sure that this time's electoral process will be around 4 words. That's clean, free and fair and competent. For the forthcoming polls in the state and elsewhere, Mr. Qureshi has planned to bring in a body called the Association for Democratic Reforms to pull a full stop and to the practices like the advocacy of parties 48 hours before the polls, as well as opinion polls, and the state funding into election campaigns. The issue of criminals contesting polls and taking action against them were also the challenges the Commissioner promised to really take up. The Election Commission did try to experiment with a new set of guidelines in Bihar last year, which proved to be a success, and wanted to repeat it at poll-bound states like Tamil Nadu, Assam, West Bengal and Kerala.
11 by-elections in Tamil Nadu, the use of money power was a subject of case in the Madras High Court also. The court also ordered there should be action from the Election Commission. There was a notice. In 4 weeks' time, there should be action. Is there any specific steps taken to control money power in the upcoming Tamil Nadu polls?
You know, we, as I have mentioned, that we have new guidelines for controlling money power, which we tried in Bihar. First, we had set up an expenditure monitoring division for the first time in the Election Commission, manned by a senior income tax commissioner. And we used those guidelines in Bihar. They worked very well. From Bihar experience, we have fine-tuned them. And in the 5 states which are going to the polls, these guidelines will be enforced. And we hope they will be as effective as they were in Bihar.
Also, the freebies are continuing. Particularly, they say it's an ongoing scheme, so they cannot stop with that. Are there steps to stop such things, sir? Particularly the free Dhoti scheme, which is distributed in January, just a few months ahead of the.
You know, we come into the picture only after the model code is introduced. Right now, whatever is happening, it is beyond our jurisdiction.
Also, the antecedents of the candidates, are you looking into it at the time of filing of nominations?
Well, we are looking in the sense that every candidate is supposed to give 2 affidavits. One is about his financial dealings, the other is about any criminal cases pending against. And that is put in the public domain, put up on the notice board, shared with the civil society, it is put up on the website, so that citizens will know for themselves and they can make their own decision on that basis.
The regional consultations you talked about debarring criminals from the contesting elections. The last few consultations are due. That is what you said. Can you elaborate?
Only, yeah. You know, we were supposed to have 7 regional consultations. We have completed 5. The 6th one is in Bangalore tomorrow. 7th will be in Guwahati in the next week, 10 days. After that, 2nd and 3rd of April, there will be a national consultation, which will be based on all these regional consultations, and a kind of a draft proposal for reform, comprehensive proposal will be ready, which the Prime Minister has agreed to attend that. Very senior party leaders of all parties will be present there, and ultimately they are the people who will pass the act in Parliament. So their support on these reform proposals is essential, and I think we are building up to that, and hopefully they will see merit in the kind of suggestion that we have collected from the people.
But it is a long process, right?
No, it is, but it is on a fast track anyway. It's a long process. It has been pending for 18-20 years, but it is on a very fast track. The fact that in the last 2 months alone, we have had so many consultations, I think this is a very optimistic sign.
So while Mr. Qureshi was in the city today, 2 advocates belonging to the AIA-DMK party had submitted a memo asking him to implement a Madras High Court order, according to which CCTV cameras were to be installed at every polling booth for the upcoming polls. The lawyers also made a request to have high-profile persons like actor Kamal Hassan and former President APJ Abdul Kalam to be involved in a campaign against the practice of bribing voters.
தேர்தல் ஆணையத்திற்கு மனு அனுப்பியிருந்தோம். முதல் கோரிக்கை, தமிழகத்தில் உள்ள அனைத்து வாக்குச்சாவடிகளிலும் கண்காணிப்பு கேமராக்கள் நிறுவப்பட்டு அந்த கண்காணிப்பு கேமராக்களை ஒரு இடத்திலிருந்து கண்காணிக்க வேண்டும் என்றும், இரண்டாவதாக மக்கள் பணம் வாங்காமல் ஓட்டு அளிக்க விழிப்புணர்வு பிரச்சாரத்தை மேற்கொள்ள வேண்டும் என்றும் ஏற்கனவே தேர்தல் ஆணையத்துக்கு மனு அனுப்பப்பட்டு அந்த மனுவின் மீது நடவடிக்கை எடுக்க கோரி சென்னை உயர்நீதிமன்றத்தை நாடி சென்னை உயர்நீதிமன்றமும் 4 வாரத்திற்குள் இந்த மனுவின் மீது நடவடிக்கை எடுக்க தேர்தல் ஆணையத்துக்கு உத்தரவிட்டிருந்தது. அந்த உத்தரவு நகலை தற்சமயம் தேர்தல் ஆணையரிடம் வழங்கியிருக்கிறோம்.
Now, in what's a shocking figure and even more tragic for the families that have to face the truth, There are at least 5 cases of suicides a day reported from the city of Chennai. The ones that go unreported, of course, you can imagine, are much more. Today, a newlywed couple from the city was found hanging from their ceiling fan. The man and his wife, who committed suicide at their house in suburban Pammal last night, left a suicide note which read that they decided to take the extreme step as their parents had refused to acknowledge their relationship, even after tying the knot. The parents who were interrogated by the police today confessed that they were against the relationship. This is the late night news on NDTV Hindu. Up ahead, there's no virtual escaping this time. The cyber crime branch casts their wide web to catch the crooks of online crime.